Hi, and welcome.
I'm Z.
And I'm Keith.
And we're going to tell you about the movie that we just watched. But first, a little bit of a heads up.
Some of the movies we watch deal with heavy subject matters.
In order to talk about these emotionally delicate things and the heavy subject matters that we sometimes cover, we add humor and crude language to add some levity and to process our own trauma.
If that doesn't feel fun or safe for you, we completely understand. Please take care of yourself first and foremost.
And we spoil the end of pretty much every movie that we watch.
Now you know. On with the show. Getting very overwhelmed by the smallest thing.
Yeah.
And that's all my morning's been is small annoyances that feel like
way bigger than they
I'm gonna gouge my eyes
feel.
out.
Yeah.
What a movie.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
That fucking face you just
Yeah, how'd you feel? I know I kept checking in because I was nervous that it was going to be a bad movie, could lead to a bad trip kind of scenario.
I don't want to say that it was. I don't want to say it wasn't like. I don't want to. Finding out that basically the movie was like being written while it was being filmed makes a lot of sense as to why none of it makes any sense. Like so much of it is like, but it was an interesting. Like there's a lot of stuff that's like I'm like immediately contradicting yourself. I mean, not a lot, but yeah, like McDougal or whatever, Dr. Ruth, whenever Coleman Vale or whatever, Chairman Vale,
Cameron
says, "What's Project Ripe or whatever?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "I don't fucking know what you're talking about. Like that doesn't make any sense."
Oh yeah, at the very end.
And then he's like, "Project Ripe, it's happening again." And I'm like, "What? What?" And it wasn't like he was trying. It wasn't even so much like he was trying to hide his involvement in it. It was just like it, and all that internal dialogue weirdness that was happening.
Yeah.
I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
That was my main complaint with the movie. Like that whole scene, weird shit. I was like, "What?"
Access the right program. More important. But the ripe program is the past. Therefore, to access the right program is to access the past. No? Access the past. Access past.
Yeah, that didn't fit the rest of the movie.
Exactly. And
If
I was
nothing
just like,
else.
Right. Yeah. And I was like, what is going on here? It did not surprise me whatsoever that he was like, Dr. Ruth is my dad. So I was like,
yeah, I called that one.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that, but
I know. I figured that when the guy was like, when he was like, if Dr. Ruth figures anything out, kill him. And he's like,
yeah, right.
I'm like, why would you have that reaction unless there's like a connection between the two of you that you would not expect someone to say that. Whatever.
Well, I think by that point we had seen that Ruth had the footage of Ravik.
Yeah, but it wasn't Ruth talking to Ravik.
Right.
So it was just like, yeah. So it was like, he just has this footage. So that's like,
I assumed it was supposed to be like a mentor-student implication, but I was also with you in that. Okay.
Yeah. So the plot of the movie is just basically is almost like a very straightforward. Some people have abilities and they're called scanners, and people who are scanners like, and the interesting part about it was that they like have an extremely difficult time fitting into society. They don't know how to deal with things, and they're very overwhelmed by all of it. And sort of, there's like a program that's trying to like help people who are scanners like navigate the world, is seemingly how it starts. And then you see that I didn't realize that the head explosion is like the first thing that fucking happens.
Yeah, and apparently it was meant to be the first scene.
That's hilarious. I mean, that would have been a great first scene, but yeah, I was like, whoa. You find out that there is like a bad guy scanner who's going around either converting or kill. Like, he's converting scanners, and if they don't want to be with him, he kills them.
Marry, fucking kill.
Yeah. And he is like he's presented as like a bad guy for this. It is a little weird to me because I don't know why I didn't understand why he was more of a bad guy than the other people who are like kidnapping people off the streets and like injecting them and being like, we want you to fight for us. I'm like, that doesn't seem any different.
I think that's intentional, and I like that aspect.
Well, that was just a thing where I was like, are we supposed to immediately hate this guy because it seems like he's fighting for his life against these people who are trying to bring him in, and he like the scanning shit was confusing sometimes because they seemingly
totally
can
consistent.
Like make people do whatever the fuck they want, but also don't have any idea that anything's happening around them at the same time. Like, people will straight up just be like walking up to them, and then they're like, "Oh shit!"
Oh yes.
And I'm like, "Okay."
The part where this felt glaring was anytime. Actually, Vale was surprised by people showing up with shotguns to kill him.
Yeah,
which happens at least 3 times.
Well, it's not like the thing that is, I could understand.
And he's also never the only scanner present when that happens.
Well, but also it's like it's never ever a thing where it's like he doesn't know they're after him and going to try to kill him. And he's always like, "Where did you come from?" And I'm like, "I don't know, the place where you just ran away from them from." What are you talking about? And like, why he wouldn't be like scanning for them,
like defensively?
I'm like,
yeah. Apparently, that's not part of the. That's not a part of the feature package.
That's not except for for me the
except
hardest
at the
part,
very end when she comes in, she's like, "Cameron."
Well, I do like when the baby scanned her. That was I think that was my favorite part. She's like,
not even a baby, a fetus.
Foetus. So the part that I think the parts that I had the most trouble with, like, I don't know, I don't want to say plot wise, but just like structure wise or like story wise. When Ruth is like, I don't know anything about this Project Ripe, and then the second Vale walks away from him, he's like, except for all this shit that's that I know about with Ripe.
Yeah. And
then his head gets blown off, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And it's like, did it need to happen? That was, and then
I hear you.
And then, I mean, mostly because it was all internal dialogue, so it made it like if the guy walked in and he was like, "What's Project Ripe?" and he's like, "You know what Project Ripe is? It's the same thing we were doing before," and he's like, "No," you'd be like, "Oh, okay, it's just it had a different name," but he's like, oh, that one thing we were doing before, maybe that's the same, like, what are you fucking talking about? But then Ironsides explains it to him later, and I'm like, we didn't need his internal dialogue for that.
Right.
But the second part that I was like...
I have a defense.
Well, that's fine, but the second part that I really hated was when Vale comes to find Kim, and he goes upstairs and they're having a scanner orgy where they're all just like, we are, and the shit they're saying is like
beautiful and frightening.
Right, they're like, it's overwhelming, it's horrible, we love it, everything is at peace, no one it feels happy here. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, what in the fuck? Like, everything is like, and then these two dudes fucking bust in, kill one guy immediately, and they're just like, we are terrible, we are amazing, we are horrible, we are wonderful, everything is light, everything is darkness, you will find nothing but horror here in heaven. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it just keeps going around the room, and them just, holding hands and being like, awfulness, wonderfulness, everything, ew, gross, yes, please. And then they bust in and they just start blowing people away one at a time. And then they're just like, oh shit, wait, someone's in here?
To focus the power through scan must dissolve into the fluid elemental fluid the one wants. Scan, focus the scan.
What? Like,
yeah.
That was the part where I was like, I don't know if this is scanning. I think this might be psychosis. I don't know. Like, this doesn't feel like I really don't understand what's happening here. So that was the part I really hated that. Like, and the fucking the fucking van, when they were shooting the van, I was like, y'all, really? Not even, there's no survival instincts in these scanners whatsoever. I understand.
100%. I especially liked when she was like, Tony, and he's like, what? And just to get blown away.
There's like 16 guns out of 3 windows, and they're like, oh shit, I guess we should just sit here and not slam on the brakes or push the gas
Same
pedal
as when,
or anything. I'm like,
Pierce gets killed, he's just walking slowly. And I'm like, bro, get some cover.
I do like when they're shooting him and he's just like, my back.
Yeah, he's like,
my crack.
He's literally
my
like,
pussy. Get me some snacks. And he just keeps going.
Yeah,
and he's like, not my art. You're destroying my art. Oh, my pussy and my crack. No, not my back. Like, and it's like 5 times that same fucking gunshot to his back happens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening? So those are like things that I was like,
yeah.
And it wasn't like they were hard, not because it was like, not just because it was like, it felt like really shit editing and weird like plot devices that were supposed to be, you were supposed to feel scared for them, and I was just like, nah, they should probably be taken. If they're this slow and stupid, I don't know, take them out. I don't really know. And once the guy like slowly followed them into the fucking basement and is like just there, and they're just like, oh, what are we gonna do? And the guy's just standing there, and he's like, click, click, motherfuckers, and they go, oh. And
I do enjoy how many times too it's before a gun is pulled on someone, before the scanner is like, before some action is taken.
Yeah.
Like the gun has to be pointed at them for a full minute.
10 full minutes.
And the shooter never gets one off before that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a little bit like, there was a lot of, like, I really did like the end. When the end happened, he's like, we won. I was like, the fuck is happening? What is this fucking movie?
What? They won.
I know, but I'm like, what? But I did love the battle between them.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this is when his eyes literally popped out of his skull. I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
oh."
We both had a
Yeah.
reaction to that.
That was jarring. I didn't expect
Yeah.
it to end the way that it did. So there's that.
Probably Cronenberg didn't either.
That's fair. He absolutely did not plan. He did not plan for any ending. He was like, I guess we'll just, I don't know, we'll just write
I guess it was kind of a hybrid of two scripts he had written, or that was the starting point.
Yeah.
One of which was called like Telepathy 2000 or something. That involved somebody psychically raping somebody on a subway.
Yes.
So sad that got
Deanna
dropped.
Troy, where you at?
It's like a violation.
It's a violation of the mind. I love doing the Deanna Troy voice. Because
I know you do. I hate it
it.
because you're so good at it. It's an accent she made up, and yet you can do it, and that's enraging.
Because it's because it sounds like vocal slurs, you know?
Vocal slurs.
Like it sounds like you're making fun of someone with a disability. That's why it's really
Yeah, I was going to
easy
say, it's
do.
like anytime I try to do an accent, and I end up just sounding like I'm making fun of a deaf person.
Really, you really do.
I liked it. I thought it was...
I didn't dislike it.
Okay.
I just did. Those are the parts I didn't like. Is what I'm saying.
I think I was forgiving of those, given everything else.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know why those felt so.
Yeah.
I think it was because all the gunshots looked straight up like ketchup packets exploding, and I was like, you couldn't even make it cool. Like the blood was hard for me.
He only had $4 million. And 2 months of shooting or something?
Yeah.
9 months of post, though, because there was so much to correct.
Not shocked at all.
Yeah.
One of those being everyone's dialogue.
ADR? Yeah.
Fucking
Everything is
Pierce-
ADR practically.
Pierce.
Yeah, that's wild. It's so jarring at first.
I was like,
Am I watching a foreign movie?
I legitimately was like,
I mean,
this dude's.
it is, but...
Well, yeah. I was like, this dude has to have had such a thick accent.
Yeah, right.
That they had to dub it over with some shit because he's just.
No, it just turns out he's not good at ADR.
Really?
Or lip syncing.
Oh my god! It's
Well, because the next scene, it doesn't seem like ADR to me.
it's the whole thing.
Oh.
See, I was like, and the way he's speaking so like his voice, his mouth, the way it moves is. This is why it seemed weird to me because it seemed like he was trying to say the words correctly, like it was like speaking was hard for
Totally
him.
get where you're coming from. I think that was meant to be part of the character, you know? But it does feel like if you've ever watched like a lot of international productions
Yeah.
of the 70s and 80s, like in
Yeah.
my experience, it's like Italian movies, like Americans go and made movies in Italy for whatever reason or vice versa.
Yeah.
But the actors are speaking English even though they don't know what they're saying.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
And then it's all ADR'd because the accent is ridiculous.
Exactly. Yes.
So that's what it feels like.
That was something I don't remember what movie it was, but there was like a movie that I had seen, and I knew that the person was speaking English, and they
Yeah.
still dubbed over the English lines with
Yeah.
like an American accent, and I
Right.
was like, what? Like I'd seen it in the foreign language, so I knew that was. So when I watched the dubbed, I was like, why are they dubbing over the English parts?
Yeah.
That's so confusing. But that is exactly what it felt like.
Yeah.
It felt like you were watching
Right.
something where someone was being dubbed over.
Or if you ever see like those early movies that Schwarzenegger's in, you know, he was dubbed over because his accent was too
Who?
Schwarzenegger.
Oh. Yeah.
But this also reminds me
For
that
some reason, my brain, when I was like, Pauly Shore.
his accent.
And I was like, I think maybe I misheard something.
The weasel. Or whatever he says. I don't remember. But this reminds me that we got to watch Greystoke, Legend of Tarzan, because...
I know, yeah. Because of Andy McDowell's.
Dubbed over, plus Lambert.
Oh, God, Lambert. Lambert... We got to rewatch Resurrection.
Oh, man.
It's a garbage movie that deserves so much recognition.
It does
for how
deserve some recognition. Because
it's so many. Fucking Leland Orser.
Yeah.
Love that man. Fucking, what's his name?
Robert Joy.
I just, let me shake your hand, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Let me shake your hand at some point.
Is Orser Lambert's partner? Or has he got another partner?
Orser is Lambert's partner.
Okay.
Like, what I love about Leland Orser is he'll go into anything and he's like, I'm gonna, like, I hate, you know this, I hate when people crank it up to 11. I hate when they do that. Like, I hate Joaquin Phoenix because he cranks everything up to 11, but it seems like in a way that, like, is secluding everyone else around him. And I'm like, right. I don't like this.
I feel like what you don't like is people who only bring it, like, they don't have a lower...
Correct. But...
and then it isolates them from the rest of
the... But Orser will crank it up to 11, but he's bringing you with him. He's like, come on, let's go to 11 together. And I'm like, it's beautiful. Like,
that's actually the biggest reason I want to rewatch it is because I was not very familiar with him. Like, I know I had seen him in, obviously, some Star Treks.
Yes.
Unbeknownst.
Not that you knew.
Right. But, in retrospect, I'm like, oh, he knew the movie he was in.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't, he can.
And then we watched Faults, and I'm like,
oh my
fucking
God.
A.
I know. That's the thing. Like, he's so, like, he will deliver
Definitely
something.
Needs more.
Absolutely. And he'll be so, accolades. Like, chill and calm, but like I don't know what it is about him, but like truly his performances, like I really don't like when someone cranks it up a lot and it feels like there's like some separation, like the other people aren't able to like penetrate that sort of performance.
Yeah. Right.
And you're like, okay, I'm watching someone perform, but I'm watching someone who is so...
They're in their own movie.
Yeah, who is like, this is my performance.
Right.
And anytime I watch something with Leland Orser, he's like, let's all go on this journey together. And you feel like he probably is like telling everybody, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, you should do that. Like, let's have, like, you don't feel isolated. You don't feel like you're being isolated from his performance.
Right.
You feel like he's like, come on, let's have fucking fun with this. You know, let's go together. And you're like, okay, yeah. And it doesn't really matter what, you know, he's like the fucking Star Trek that he's been in. Like, you know, I love the fucking, hologram one where he's like, I hate you, like he's just going the fuck off on B'Elanna and talking about how disgusting she is and how putrid she is, and then he's like, sorry, I get a little animated sometimes. He's like, lips.
No, that was really good.
And you're like, who? And he's like, want to see my fish? You're like, Jesus Christ.
And then he clocks her on the head with a spanner or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but this movie yeah, there was a lot of Ironsides. I think your appreciation of Iron, is it Ironside or Sides?
There's no S at the end.
Okay,
I understand the impulse.
He's so, your appreciation for him has softened me to him a little bit. It wasn't that I didn't like him. I just didn't care. Like, I was indifferent. But you being like, oh, he's got a great voice, you know, he's got a great, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just pay attention.
Let go.
Yeah. And his performance in this was like insane.
Yeah.
Like all the shit he was like, I really loved, because I didn't really see it coming. I knew I was pretty sure that this scene where the head explodes. I was like, I think this is what the head exploding looks like. I'm like,
Right.
but maybe this is like a thing that's going to happen repeatedly
Right.
through the, you know. So I was like, that's what it looks like, but I can't imagine that's going to happen so soon in the movie. Well, it did, but I legitimately thought it was going to be Michael Ironside, and I was like, well, he's probably not going to
Whose
be in
head
that.
was going to explode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, man.
Well, the poster, for instance, is him going.
Yeah. Which I did not realize until the end when he's doing it, and I was like, oh, click.
Well, apparently he was cast as just like a very,
Right. Yeah.
like a background, basically.
And,
background.
yeah,
I don't know how he got promoted, but
So all the stuff he does, and he really is a likable character. He made himself. He has like 3 lines in the movie. Like he's barely in the. I mean, dialogue wise, he
Yep.
doesn't have much.
yeah.
But you see him a lot, and he does a lot of performing without necessarily any dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to like, yeah, he like really brought something to it that I was like, oh, and
sure.
I was like, I sympathized with that character
Yeah.
more than I probably was supposed to.
Well, that's one thing I enjoy about it is
Yeah.
those questions, those ambiguities, or those
Yeah.
seeming contradictions of how
Yeah,
where our sympathies are
right. Yeah,
framed. You know, like it's set up that we're supposed to. You know, here's our hero
right,
in Cameron, and you know, here's our
Yeah.
mentor in Ruth.
right.
But actually, you know, Revik is making a lot of good points.
Right.
So I really appreciate that about it.
Yeah.
At least. I mean, I think there's some real... I don't know. I read this piece that I'll link to from like 2012 where it's like... it's called like Hippies, Yuppies, and Lefties, oh my, or something like that. I think I got the order wrong, but... And I think maybe that writer is seeing a lot of things that he's giving a lot of credit where that I don't know, he does use a lot of language like unintentional or not, conscious or not. You know, there's a lot of imagery here about like 60s and 70s
Yeah.
actual counterculture, actual, you know, like he brings up the Weathermen and like actual like internal revolutionaries, you know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He doesn't mention the Panthers or anything like that.
I don't know
assume that.
what are the Weathermen?
Oh, the Weather Underground did things like bomb federal buildings,
Okay.
and most of them were avoided capture until like the
Yeah.
90s.
There's a lot of Law and Order that does
Yes.
shit based off
Correct.
of sort of like
They are sort of the go-to. I don't really know. I haven't read. I need to read more on them because I think they in pop culture, at least they get referenced as sort of a dismissive, like white lefties who are just blowing up federal buildings for
Right.
no
Yeah,
reason.
yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
that's just
yeah,
I'm sure it's not that.
right.
You know, but like I'm pretty sure they're one of the groups that one of the targets they did was like a draft building or like where draft records were kept, so
Whoa.
that
Yeah.
you know people wouldn't be drafted
Right,
into
right,
the
yeah.
Vietnam War.
Yeah.
Anyway, I could be wrong. Do your own research, and I'll do mine, and I'll report back.
Yeah.
But they are definitely mostly white, you know, and from the way this guy was talking, came from affluent families or
Yeah.
middle class families.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
says, I think. But who else? Oh, he also references the SLA and Patty Hearst, and like how the black and white footage of Revik in the hospital is sort of evokes that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking retroactively, I was thinking about like Charlie Manson with the drilling the hole in the
Yeah,
head,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I think there is a lot of, at the very least, there's definitely, it brings up military-industrial complex. What's really interesting to me is the implications for Dr. Ruth's character.
Mm-hmm.
the implications that he created a drug and then got bought out, and then the way he's dismissive, like he creates biocarbon amalgamate and sells it off. And then Cameron's like, you know what they do there? And he's like, oh, they make chemical weapons or some shit.
Right, yeah. I know.
What?
Yeah. I was like, I mean, yes. But the way you're saying it sounds worse than what it actually is.
Right. So I think and this guy goes into like intergenerational conflict, like the Magoo or Ruth's generation, like not taking any responsibility for
Yeah.
which is, and the 30-somethings in this movie are boomers.
Yeah.
Who now, everybody likes to say didn't take any responsibility.
Right.
Nobody's taking responsibility. In the Imperial Corps, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We export that's the whole point of empire.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I thought it was interesting when, at the end, Cameron was like, that's why we're so much older than the others. And I'm like, what's that? What? Older? What?
Yeah, that was confusing.
Because, two reasons. One, because this period of, 70s to early 80s, no one looked younger than 40 on film.
Correct. Yeah, that's true.
And also, Kim is, straight up gray hair.
Yeah.
Which was confusing to me. I mean, she's hot, whatever. She's great. She looks great. It's not a critique of her looks or her. But she did not seem younger.
I also felt like Cameron had a little.
Yes.
And I wondered is that just a sign of the scanner that you have some gray in your hair?
I don't think so.
Revik had that.
None of the others had it.
Yeah, okay.
I was just like, what? And I think it was, I don't know about her, but I think for Cameron it was meant to engender age, which I didn't notice it until he said, that's why we're so much older than the others, or that's why we're older than the others. And I was like, oh, you have some fake gray in your hair.
Well, at one point they say, I think Ruth is talking to Cameron about Revik and says he's 35.
Yeah. Well, he says he was 22 when that on
1967.
Well, he says
which is when the film is dated.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, when they show the film.
The film. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking about scanners. And I was like, okay, we got to go back to the beginning. Yeah.
I want to find a quote from this piece. It's about when we first meet Kim. As she turns to face Vale, the high turtleneck sweater wrapped in a scarf, an outfit she wears for the rest of the movie, gives her the appearance of a person wearing a neck brace. Which is exactly what I said.
Which, when you saw it, you were like, is that a neck brace?
But this person connects that to how Revik later refers to Kim Oberst's group, a group of cripples.
Interesting.
And how they escape in a school bus.
Yeah.
So it's like the imagery and the language is about how they're like childlike and innocent.
Oh, interesting.
In compared to his.
Right.
And Vale keeps getting, like, even Kim calls him naive when he shows up, or like when they're in the basement of the record store or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think them being brothers was like weird and nonsensical to me, because for one,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but also I'm like, I don't. Are you guys twins? Are you like?
No,
what does that
have? His kid brother.
Right, but then he says, "Yeah, I don't know. It's weird."
Also, where has he been? Why did Ruth lose track of him?
Like, supposedly he didn't. That's what he was saying. He was like, he knew exactly where you were your whole life. But I'm like,
Okay, so you just put him on the street?
I guess, but I'm like, what?
Why?
Right. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then he says like he only brought you in when they were like thought I was out of control or whatever.
Right.
Which is that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's literally the plot of the movie.
Right.
but he's like
Sí, pero.
he says he knew he's like what do you remember of your childhood? And he's
Yeah.
like nothing. And he's like that's on purpose.
Who's your mother?
I don't know.
Who's your father?
I don't know.
What was your first childhood memory?
I don't have any.
No, you don't. And it's no accident that you don't. You were kept on ice. It wasn't until Consec had trouble putting me away that they thawed you out.
And I'm like, how though?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
How
Totally.
I don't that
Also, why is he, when Ruth first brings him in, why is he torture him with a room full of lipless voices for
So I think
however many hours?
I believe that is to show him the effects of ephemeral.
So we have a V for Vendetta situation.
I guess. Like I think it's supposed to be like it is showing him that like all these voices get quiet with ephemeral. Like but I do think it's sort of like a not mind control, but like
Yeah, manipulative.
Yeah. And I think too, it's just a way to explain it to the audience
Yeah,
in
that's
a
fine,
really extremely
but-
lazy way
Yeah.
that doesn't explain anything.
Right. Your favorite part was how the computer has a nervous system, and so do you.
That
Am I
wasn't
right?
my favorite part. That was just where we punched each other the most in the movie.
I was like, totally makes sense to me. I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah,
Modems. Come on.
when he was like, the guy's like, how do I hurt them both? And the guy's like, I don't know how to talk to you right now. He's like, I really don't. He's like, how do I hurt him? And he's like, I don't really know what I mean. He's like, how do I hurt the computer? He's like, it's a computer. I don't.
It's gotta be. I want to hurt him. How can we hurt him before he gets out?
Hurt him. I don't understand.
Dale's nervous system and the computer's nervous system are joined together. He's scanning it. I want to cripple them both. Or maybe kill them both. How?
Well, I don't know if it's what you want, but I could override the max security self-destruct.
And like, I do like that dude.
Yeah.
Because that dude's like doing stuff. Like the guy's like points a gun at him. He's like, you have to. And he's like, okay, that's chill. Like, okay. And he does it. And then he's like,
I gotta go over here now.
I have to move in order to do. And he's like, okay. And he's like, okay. And then he's like, this right here. I'm going to do it. Everything's about to be.
I love the door
right?
that takes forever to open. I love shit like that.
Yeah. And also, like, he waits fully until it's all the way open. And then he's like,
You sure you want
this right here, the button that's going to destroy the computer. You want me to push it? I did actually thoroughly enjoy though that it didn't do anything to Cameron and it just ended up killing the guy.
blown up the whole fucking.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, that's great because I was like, oh my god, are they going to kill Cameron this way? That's such a fucking stupid ass way to kill Cameron.
Yeah.
And no, he's fine. I was like, huh. The phone is melting in his hands.
Not only is it melting, it's weeping. It's pissing itself. Just water pouring out of it or whatever. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
How and when things go on fire in this movie is thumbs up.
I like that most things that go on fire are people.
Yeah.
And they're just like, and nobody reacts to it.
There's
It's
no
just like,
warning, no explanation.
like,
Yeah.
they're just, that's it.
Yep.
You know, congratulations, it's fire.
Sometimes people will combust. So what are you going to do about it? I love the fucking 70s ass malls and shit that we
Yeah.
get to see interiors.
Yeah.
The orange escalator, whatever's happening.
Yeah. I like when Cameron's just holding on to that escalator.
I know.
It's like,
What?
I was like, how, what? Like, there's so much of it that was so like,
Oh yeah, let's talk about the. How about the role of tranquilizer darts?
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I guess CONSEC is only allowed. The agents are only allowed to carry non-lethals or something.
Well, I think the point is that it's like non-lethal capture is the point. You know, they want to keep these guys. They don't want to, but I don't understand why they don't use those guns on Revic. So, yeah.
I saw several things wanted to reference the thalidomide scandal.
Yeah.
Dr. Dugan. Which, yeah, okay. But
Yeah.
also I felt like more so than that. I mean, that's sort of to me, it engendered more government, like CIA, FBI experiments with LSD and shit.
Yeah. Also, like, I mean, it's just straight up referencing how much in the 50s and everything, they were like, bitches need to be tranquilized.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's,
totally.
they're like, it's a tranquilizer for, it's like
pregnant
for
women.
pregnant women. And I'm like, yeah, no, that sounds like something the 50s would do. Like, it's a tranquilizer for you and your baby, you know? Like,
Yeah.
and
Now you have to sleep for 2.
but that's legit. That's
No,
like,
yeah,
legit.
totally.
I'm like, yeah, no, that sounds like something they would do in the 50s.
Well, I think there's no. I think it's very intentional the way he has placed things in time. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that is clear. Like otherwise, he wouldn't put dates on everything.
Right.
But it's like I founded biocarbon amalgamated in 1942 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I love too that he first tests it on his wife. You know.
Yeah. Here you go, honey. Honey. Would you recommend?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is a big enough known cult classic
Right,
that if
yeah.
you haven't seen it, definitely check it out.
For sure.
I don't want to overhype it for that
Yeah.
reason, but
Yeah.
it deserves. I mean, given a relatively small budget, and he was kind of an up and comer at the time. This was his
Yeah.
biggest, largest budget at the time, and it did well at the box office relatively.
I was wondering about that. I was like,
Yeah.
I wonder if.
So, if you're a fan of him, I think he's definitely an influential director, obviously, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, he definitely put body horror on the map, more or less.
Yeah,
and still is around. I
Yeah.
mean, goddamn prolific as fuck, too. Like,
Yeah.
he made, like, 3 films before this, just
Yeah.
in, like, 5 years or something.
Yeah. And I always forget this too. Not always, but I forget this too. He's just like straight up in a lot of Star Trek Discovery. He's just,
Oh, yeah.
He's just in it.
Yeah, he's...
He's a fucking character.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Yeah.
and what?
And I have to point out, I don't think it's an accident that McGowan's character is Dr. Ruth.
Right?
Just because...
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's like Gene being like, I've never heard anybody with a boobs fetish. I've never heard anybody with a gynecological fetish.
Now I really want to watch Bodies, or whatever the fucking. I'm just kidding. The Jeremy Irons.
Oh, yeah.
Dead Ringers. That's
yeah.
what it is.
Well, and then I got to reading about Rabid, which was one of the movies before this. He did Shiver, which is the one I was referenced in the lobby that I have seen.
Okay.
Where it's just a high-rise apartment building and people get infected with this parasite or whatever, and it makes them nymphomaniacs, I guess.
Hot.
I forgot that part. But Rabid came after that.
And it's where people get infected. infected by a dog bite and they turn into nymphomaniac. No, I'm just kidding.
They get bitten by nymphomaniacs and start fucking dogs. No, but it starred Marilyn Chambers, who had previously to that only been in adult films.
Hot.
The Behind the Green Door is the biggest, like the famous one. And that's one that's up there with like The Devil and Miss Jones and Deep Throat that were like
Yeah.
led to what was called porno chic, where like sort of mainstream. It became pornos became sort of mainstream.
Yeah.
Or like there was a niche market for feature length movies that had sex scene, like full
Yeah.
real sex scenes in them. So it was like one of the first like non pornographic movies she did, and everybody loved her. And I don't know, she died at like 56. But
Damn.
I thought you'd be interested in that since we talk about the
Adult industry quite a lot.
and the crossover with horror.
Yep. And also how there's a lot of connection
Right.
in their backgrounds and
Right.
censorship. Things
Yes.
like that.
Right.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, apparently he shortened the head explosion footage to get a better rating. Also, I read that there was like 4 takes of that, but Cronenberg didn't have time for it. He was just like, he was good with the first one and then went and took a nap because they did 3 more takes, but he liked that one. And I guess
That's so funny. I love that.
I'm sure you read this, but it was achieved by filling a latex head with all kinds of shit.
Dog food and fake
Hamburgers
blood.
and a bunch of other shit. And then a guy just standing behind it and shooting it with a shotgun. Apparently the guy told everybody, like, okay, we're going to do this shot. Everybody go get in your trucks and your vans and roll a window.
That's so fucking funny. Oh, my God.
It got in my headphone jack.
Дають